right? I want to start with right now. Wait, let me go here. The Tiltify charity. It is up to 921,000, which is ridiculous, but we're up to 921,000 in the course of just a couple days. Which is crazy. Thank you all if you gave anything. If you didn't, but you've been boosting it even in any way, thank you for that. It's huge. It's been a week. It's been a couple days. I just streamed on my alt channel yesterday and didn't stream here because I was like, I want to take a day to chill. So I was around, but had nothing to add or say for a day, because I figure that's always good, always better. Yeah, it's only Wednesday. It's only Wednesday, man. But yeah, I don't know. There's been so much that's been like added, whatever, over the last like 48 hours, and I'm like, my brain is like spinning, but at the same time, I'm trying to just not like go crazy. I'm trying to not look at every little thing because I'm like, I already know what I know, and it's just right. I want to say it's nice that a lot of people can now, like, they feel like they can now say something about the various situations they've got going on. At the same time, I'm a bit concerned that some people are being really sloppy and saying things that they probably shouldn't, or not yet at least, right? Some people sound incredibly maybe not lawyered up. I just think people should like think a lot, I think there are also a lot of people that are like so tangentially related, and I'm glad they can finally say a thing, but I'm like, hey, maybe wait a little bit. Like, let's keep the focus on the, that analogy. They're saying like there's a bunch of houses on a street burning, and some of them are completely up in flames, and others just have like one tiny little smoking something in the basement. They're like, let's take care of the big ones first. There's a lot that is just like, this isn't that big of a deal right now. Is it big? For that person probably, but yes, a lot of people venting. No, I wouldn't call it main character syndrome. That's too much. They're just speaking their truth. I wouldn't call it that. Did they make you all sign NDAs? Yes. Yeah, you guys can ask questions, and I wanted to maybe debunk a couple of things. I've seen some stuff that is like wildly untrue, huge assumptions, some things that are people reading things that people wrote and just spitting them back out incorrectly instantly. I'm just like, oh, here it goes. Like, classic internet. People asking if I knew about members joining and stuff like that. Okay, so this is, I'd like to talk in more detail maybe later about some of it, but what I will say for right now, a lot of the names that were like, oh, by the way, I was going to join or something like that, no clue. There were some names I did know about only very recently. There are some names I've never heard. Genuinely, I was just like, what is this? Like, I can't confirm or deny if this person's telling the truth or whatever, because I genuinely have not heard about it. Not saying I think any of them are lying. I'm just saying, like, that's the extent to which I didn't know about some of this stuff. There's some people that I did, for sure. I've been very upset about how some of that has gone down. One person in particular is someone who's been a close friend of mine for a very long time. So one of the people I think in this community I've known the longest, longer than anyone else. I'm talking over a decade, like someone I really care about. And this person was one of those that was gonna join, and she didn't tell me for the longest time because she was being good, as she should. She was staying close to her NDA, not telling anyone at all, which is good. You should do that, and I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I don't think NDAs are evil or anything. They have a real purpose. And I was like, that's fine. But then when things started looking a little not good publicly and everything, then I ended up talking to her. I even found out earlier and was just like, oh, that's my friend. Like, I would have liked to know earlier so I could have maybe helped her like get ready and stuff like that. You guys will find out. But yeah, I was like, I would have really liked to know some of this earlier. I will say we had been wanting to know who the new members were going to be for a really long time. I had been asking for a really long time, and I didn't know. I had been in meetings where they would talk about vague plans of, we'd like to do something along these lines, add some people, things are going well, that's all moving along. And we'd be like, cool, so you have people? They'd be like, yeah. And I'd be like, okay. And there would just be like no answer. And I was like, why not? Is there a singular reason you can think of to not say like a name? I don't, like, shouldn't we be able to bring them in, help them, get them ready, do stuff like that, right? No answer. So this is something that had been going on for a really long time, and that was one of the things that I brought up as a concern instantly, right? Like, just like, I wasn't gonna assume anything really good, really bad, or whatever. I was just like, this is not historically how I've been told this would go. I have been told this would be a group effort, that we'd be able to, you know, at least talk about this. Being told we have people for you to join your group that we care a lot about and we're very protective of, you know. We're not going to tell you who, though. We were like, what? Huh? Right? I was just really confused, and a lot of us were like, is there actually a reason? Like, we couldn't think of a singular good reason for that. So that was confusing. I know it's always been confusing, and I'm still confused by it. Like, I couldn't tell you why, you know? Like, we were just like, huh. The only thing I can think of is to avoid people leaking, maybe. If I'm told about it and then I start like rating them a lot or giving hints. That's the only thing I could think of, maybe. But even then, like, Alma was joining and none of us did anything to kind of clue you guys in. No one actually was sitting there like being like, oh yeah, she's 100% joining. There were no real clues. There was one thing that did actually get leaked, but that wasn't any members' faults, you know? It's just something where we were like, what is happening? So, you know, I was just a bit surprised this week, yesterday especially, seeing some people talk about their experiences. And I think the most shocking thing for me is some of them saying they were signed back as far as what sounds like maybe around January, because I had been asking like since then, hey, can I know though? And it wasn't made clear to me if they had actually signed anyone or not. I was under the impression no one was actually signed. I was under the impression that these were in talks, right? That it was in that kind of phase. Information was presented around winter time of, hey, you know, we've been working on this. We have some people. We're getting plans prepared, you know? So I was like, okay, cool. And that was it. That was all. Like that, right? And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, she said they were supposed to have debuted by now. Yeah, so we were told at some point some information, which was like the kind of general idea, and then sometime way later, more recent, they told us just a couple of names of who was joining. I saw my own close friend in that list of names, and I was like, oh my god, yay, you know. At that point I already knew I was like I knew I was leaving, so I was like, oh ooh, you know, like, all right. But still I was happy for my friend to be doing something cool. So I saw a couple of names. I was like, that's neat. However, and I went back to concerns I had brought up months ago about, I don't think we should be pulling in more people until certain things are fixed or figured out. Just normal concerns, not even about some of the stuff that's recently been revealed. Other concerns, because like I said, the reasons why I left weren't just this stuff. It was like other issues and reasons that I had before that were, in my mind, a lot simpler, honestly. Just stuff where I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. And then this was on top of that, right? Oh, my friend answered me back. Okay. I didn't want to say which potential talent, which person who was signed and like was going to be in was my close friend until they confirmed that that's chill. But she said it's fine. It's Phoebe. Phoebe's been a good friend of mine for a really long time. I love her a lot. And she was supposed to join, can confirm, all of that. She was supposed to join. I'm pretty sure some of you knew because I've already interacted with her, but whatever. And when I learned of her info, I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, she was going to be part of the more idol style thing. She's been an idol legitimately, like doing work, making original music, all of that for a long fucking time. She's been at it for forever. When I heard that she was one of the people that was going to join, I was ecstatic because I was like, she's perfect for this. She is so good. She's so professional. That was the big thing that I was saying to staff. I was like, she is so professional and on top of her shit. A lot of people that are in this community, like, they mean well, but they don't really know a lot about this stuff. They don't know how to take care of themselves. She is so good with all the back end stuff. She's released all of her own music, etc. Some of you might have already thought it's her because sometimes on my stream playlist, some of her songs are on there. And people have asked like, oh, who is this? And I'm like, it's Phoebe. Yeah, she's going to be in the same wave as Mint. Yep. And I was like, dude, this is going to be so good. This is going to be so good because, again, she's been at it for so long. And a lot of people that have tried to do the idol thing, but more so in the Western sphere or the English speaking sphere, have not made it. It's just a really, really rough. She's one of the people who genuinely has like the longest resume relating to anything with trying to be an idol. And she went from just trying to be an idol, doing like stuff at conventions and all this stuff, to becoming a VTuber. And she's a 2.5D idol, which is like, yes, she has her persona Phoebe, but she's also the person Phoebe, and she will go in person to events and perform and all of that. I was like, hey, I'd really love to have her in a group with me. That's great. I love her. So I am very upset for her. Personally, I just want to say that. That's my good friend. And I'm like, fuck, man. Fuck. What else can you say? You guys know I love Idol shit. I know I don't get up there and sing like Idol songs all the time. I've been a really long time Idol fan. and I have like old platinum era Morning Musume albums and shit on my shelf right now. Like that's the kind of stuff that I was always really into for a long time. I was really, really excited to have like, you know, an idol group style thing. You could have been the one that says chocolate mint. I had a lot of plans of basically like, I was gonna do a lot of funny shit. That's all I'll say. I was gonna do a lot of funny shit. And I still will, you know, depending on what they do, I still will do this funny shit. I just will do it independently. That's all.